Hello everyone, this is Dimitri from Dim Studio. We are continuing our series of video tutorials on working with the current version of the XRumer program. Of course, right now we're talking about XRumer version 23 strong, and currently we're on version 23.07. But since today's topic is quite an old one, in particular today we'll be talking about RefSpamming. This is a topic that could be stretched out for many years, because as far back as I can remember, ever since I started working with XRumer, this topic has still been alive and remains relevant. It's simple. What is it really? RefSpam? RefSpam is about working with analytics engines that hosting providers install on their domains. These engines track and collect statistics on connections to those domains, like which IP address, which country, monitor size, and so on. And there's also a specific parameter there that shows where the visitor came from which domain. And that's exactly what we're going to use. We'll substitute our promoted domains, and that domain will end up at the top. And if we stay in that top list throughout the current month and don't get knocked out, we remain on that site in this analytics engine for a whole year. Crawlers know about these links, and on top of that, we can also feed them ourselves to some guestbooks so that the whole process goes faster. And Google especially loves these links. I had a case like this on one of the Asian sites. I ended up in such a statistics system, and since that Asian site had a high DR, if you look at the RF's measurements, my promoted resource jumped from 0 to almost 30, and there's more. So I recommend using this system and not forgetting that it exists at all. Let's take a look at the settings. Here I have a clean XRumer. I just installed it and there are no projects yet. The first thing we need to do is enable the default mode here and then switch to RefSpam. The number of requests to the main page is 3, to internal pages is 2, so a maximum of 5. We can go through in one go, set the pause to 1, that's the minimum you can set here. Of course you can use other numbers, but I don't really recommend setting it too high, it might not work. But in any case, this is enough to work quite comfortably. So let's save the settings here. I leave everything else as default. Our task here in the project is simply to add the home page here, add the domain, the main page of the promoted resource. For example, we want this link to make it into our top results. And here you go, just enter it here. For example, right now I'm entering Dim Studio for promotion. You can leave all the other fields as they are, just save it. Yes, this is just our first launch, so there are no issues here. The project is saved. Now we need to select the actual database. We'll use the Dim Studio database, which is available in certain plans. Here is the XRumer additional folder, and inside we have two engines, RefSpam, which is of stats, and Webalizer of stats. Webalizer is less popular, but more widely used, so we'll copy both of them into the links folder. Let's go to XRumer links. And here the standard database is already present, so we just copy them here. After that, we will definitely need to restart our XRumer application, so let's proceed to restart it completely. And so you don't have to manually catch all the updates. We have a special program called Links Copy. It comes complete with all the necessary plans, and right here it is, the essential links. Copy version 1 is indeed the standard database, a single comprehensive studio specifically designed for XRumer, and remarkably, it's entirely free. For those valued individuals who have subscribed to our available plans, we absolutely need to upload this particular program. I've already meticulously copied it over here, so now let's proceed to launch it without any further delay. The program immediately detects that we have a running XRumer instance. Yes, we use it, and as for the source of the databases, our source will be from our Dropbox, specifically the XRumer additional database folder. More precisely, it doesn't just copy those databases, it will actually copy all the databases from that folder. We click Start. The files have been copied from the source, and now it will monitor for changes. As soon as Dropbox detects any changes, it will download them to your computer, provided you have the program installed, and accordingly the program will handle this. The base copy program will see this and copy the files into the XRumer folder for you. Let me remind you that when XRumer is minimized, it continues to work with the databases. These two databases have been added. These databases are locked if we now select a database in the Balazer. Here you can see that 2,532 engines have already been found, or more precisely, links have been found inside. If it tries to update this database now, it won't allow it because XRumer is blocking it. That's why our scheduling system is set up in such a way that the databases are switched one after another during operation. That is, first we run through one database, then we take a pause, then we switch to another database, and so on. While we are working with one database, the first one is being updated and so on. All right, for now, let's work with just one database and see what that means. As a reminder, there is no load since we're not working with content. And what's great about the database from DIM Studio is, look, let's open it now and take a look in the cloud. Here, all the databases have already been checked, meaning they're active and the content is available for the current month. Right now it's December, and we can see that as of December 25th, they're already listed, specifically those who are in the top 100. This is actually a direct link. Here are our tops. So what exactly is a top? It's a list of sites that have accessed this domain. The engine is installed on this domain and it processes all requests to it. If we make it into this top, that means we need 39 times. The number of requests is 39 times to ping this domain. And we'll get into the top 30. Usually it's the top 30. If you don't configure it, if you do it manually, someone might set it up for the top 100. But our goal is to get here within a month. By the end of the month, we'll get here. For example, let's take last month, the 11th month. We'll see that starting from the 30th place here, it's 1,799 times. That is 1,800 times. If we had hit this mark, we would have made it to 30th place. That's how it works. And if we stay here, if we make it to the main page of this engine, here you can see for the whole year where everyone was, and crawlers know these links from January 2025 to December 2025. All this statistics is available here, and we can get from just this one link from this domain 12 links to our own domain absolutely free. Here's how it's done. Let's go to the database. We've already selected the settings, and basically I've already shown the RefSpam here. You can save the proxy just in case. We don't need to launch email here at all since we're only working with one. This is the domain, so we click Start First. And now the requests to these links from this database have started. Here we can see that the referrer was successfully passed 3 times, and then 5 times. Yes, it was passed on. So it will be passed on at whatever speed you set. For example, you can set it to 150 or 250. There won't be any load on the processor because we're not working with content, only at the connection stage, except for hello, I came from this site, and for now nothing else is happening. That's why we set it up, and here the main thing is to enable the scheduling system. With that schedule, you can use a regular one. Here in a circle, according to this template, you can choose the only one. Here I recommend editing the schedule, setting it not to a minute but to 30 seconds. That is here, 0. Here 30, apply and enable the schedule system. Everything is possible here, so long as the checkbox on the first step is checked. Then we wait. While XRumer goes through the first round, after it completes the first round, it will wait 30 seconds and then press the start button. At first, for example, you can run XRumer on such a cycle for a week, and during that week it will keep running through these sites and say that I came from this domain, and in this way we get into the top. This top is usually updated. If you click on any of these engines, it typically updates once a day. But that's kind of the standard. If someone configures it manually, it might be more often or it might take longer. But mainly, of course, it's once a day. Let's open it. Yes, so today these are the sites. And tomorrow these hit numbers will be updated and there will already be other domains here. So since we have a lot of threads, maybe the Wableizer itself won't let us in. Once the run is finished, as soon as 30 seconds pass, XRumer will press the start button again and everything will start over again. The only problem is with the databases. If you have quality databases, you can work pretty quickly and efficiently. For example, how do you check a donor? Nothing could be easier. Take a clean domain, run it through, and then upload the domain into the same RFs. And in a week or two, when all the links are indexed, you can check the result right in Ahrefs. Just take it from there. A list of sites with a DR above 30, and then run it through a filter. Compare it with our database, keeping only those domains above 30 that we saved from RFs. This way you'll end up with a system and statistics only for DR 30 and above, and accordingly the sites you promote will rise very well in terms of DR. That's the scheme. There's nothing complicated about it, just like before. Everything still works to this day. And here you go. There is such a database available, specifically from DIM Studio. You can collect it yourself. I've previously reviewed this engine, and in fact I've also reviewed AVSTA-Z. And as for the links copy program itself, how does it work? I've already shown you as well. So here it goes. The file is copied. There haven't been any updates yet, so nothing has changed. As soon as there's an update here, we'll see the number of updates change and the monitoring time will be running here. So you can also leave it running in parallel with the browser. As soon as an update comes in, it will copy it to the links folder. Let me remind you that starting from 2025, Dropbox stopped supporting Windows Server 2012 and only works on newer operating systems, so you need to keep an eye on that as well. Here, Server 2022 is installed. That's the setup. That's all from me. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the bell. There's still a lot of interesting stuff to come. See you next time. Bye.